Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today we're talking about the Great Awakening. What the heck is that? The superconscious and how you can start tuning in to higher frequencies so you feel your best self on the planet, and then you can go out into the world, inspire others to be multidimensional and live from their highest frequencies. So this is a crucial video, crucial information, especially for what's happening on our planet right now. So I'm Rebecca Abraxas with Brilliant Possibilities, and my purpose and mission is to just help folks, facilitate folks to remember their greatness and help along with the awakening process. So let's dive in. The Great Awakening, what is that? The Great Awakening is basically the earth starting to shift its frequency. It's starting to shift from a third dimensional frequency to a fifth dimensional frequency. And 3D is kind of what we live in. It's the physical world and stuff. What's happening on our planet and as human beings is that we can start to embody higher frequencies. So no longer do we have to kind of go live in a cave and descend and leave our bodies. We can actually ascend and raise our vibration while we're in these bodies, and we can play and have an earth experience with these high frequencies. So a lot of shift is happening on a frequency level, vibrational level, but also with our DNA. Our DNA is starting to shift. Parts of our DNA that haven't been activated are activating, and we're getting more strands, and there's a lot of shift happening. And it's why we're starting to see all this kind of chaos starting to come up, and all kind of like the heaviness from the planet just starting to come up. So when you raise a frequency, or when you clean up a frequency, just like when you're cleaning a turkey pan, right, from Thanksgiving, everything, all the dirt, all the yuck, all the heaviness has to come up first. It kind of looks worse before it gets better, right? Just like that turkey pan, it will get clean. And so this morning, I wanted to pass on what happened to me this morning with playing with different dimensions and playing with the superconscious, because this was a super easy way to raise my vibration and feel and remember my God source, my deep authentic self. And really that's what the awakening is. We're just waking up to remember who we really are, which is a spiritual being of God source nature. And we're willing to come into these bodies and live from that now. And we're starting to remember that. It's a super exciting time, and I'm so excited to be sharing this information with you. So next is the super conscious here. What is that? That is our God spark. That is our spiritual nature that kind of sits kind of quiet and not really dormant. It does try to guide us, but we are so loud and unpresent that we're not hearing the guiding. So now what's happening with the Great Awakening, we're starting to tune in. We're starting to be, you know what? I hear something. I feel guided by something. I feel something different. I sense something. That's what's happening with us. And that's that spark of the superconscious being like, yay, I'm ready to play out here in the world. So we get to be kind of like avatars, if you will, of God's source, of superconscious. And we get to be in these bodies as avatars, being God on the planet. How amazing is that? So, how can our superconscious help us? Well, what worked for me this morning, this is a really powerful practice, but it's very simple too. What you're going to do is you're just going to sit still, and you're going to tune in. And you're going to tune in and just sense your whole body and being. All right? Then you're going to go into your different dimensions here. You are a multidimensional being as we awaken. And so right now we're in the third dimension, and that's kind of heavy. It's a dense energy, right? And so I want you to sense it. So you're going to close your eyes, tune in, and then you're going to sense. Okay, I'm going to go to the third dimension and sense it. All right? And then I'm going to go to the fourth dimension and sense that. Fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. So as you say to yourself, I'm going to, in this little meditation practice, you're going to go to the dimension, and you're going to ask to sit with it and sense it. Now, what happened to me this morning was I got to the fifth dimension and I could feel kind of like a heaviness. Now, I was feeling some weird fear vibes last night. So I was like, oh, what is that? So this is where the superconscious comes in. Ask your superconscious to delete this fear program. It's so powerful. It is so powerful, this simple little exercise. So whatever is sitting there in the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all the way, I went up to 13 today. Whatever's sitting there, you'll sense the dimension and you'll sense like kind of the resistance or the block to be that frequency. And so when I felt that in the fifth dimension, I just said, okay, super conscious, please reprogram this. And really what I said, please delete this fear program, because I really just want it deleted. But feel into what's right for you. Do you want it deleted? Do you want it processed? Do you want information from it? Just ask the next question. For me, what felt right for me was I just wanted to delete the fear program. And I sat there a few moments with my hand on my solar plexus, because that's where I was sensing it. And I just deleted this fear program. And now, will that be away forever? I don't know. Maybe sometimes there's a residual magnetic energy from the kind of the energetic, I'm trying to think, I'm forgetting the word, but sometimes there's a magnetic residue from the electromagnetic energy. That's what I want to say. And you can clear that residue as well. And you might have to clear it a few times, who knows, but keep working with your superconscious to say, please delete this program. And so then I went into the sixth dimension and sensed that. Seventh dimension, kept sensing things, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. And then I went into the 12th and the 13th. And then I went through it again and I stopped at 12. And it felt so good in the 12th dimension. When I was sensing the frequencies there, that felt so amazing today for me. And so I just sat there for a few minutes, just marinating in the high frequency of the 12th dimension. And then I was able to kind of take it in to my day, and it just started to enliven some intuitive and capacities. So I was starting to talk with some beings that are on the edge of crossing over or not. They're starting to make that decision of whether they want to stay in a body or not. And so I was able to talk with that being and just keep this really expanded high vibration like the 12th dimension offers. Then I got on my computer and I started to do some work, and I could start to feel the vibration shift, and I could start to feel coming into that third dimension again. I was like, what would it take to play in the third dimension in the 12th dimension frequencies? We can play here. We are multidimensional. And as we awaken and remember, and as our DNA starts to shift and expand, we have so many more capacities to hold frequencies in these different ways. And you get to ask questions around it. So to recap here, this is a really powerful practice. Number one, you're going to sit in a nice quiet place where you can really sense yourself. Okay. Then you're going to tune in to see if there's any resistance or blocks or emotional kind of entities in your body. And then you're going to ask to sense all the different dimensions from the 3rd to the 13th. And you're just going to sense the energetic of them, the frequency of them. You're going to start feeling it in your body. You're going to feel it out here. You're going to go to 3. For me, 3 felt like there was just all this static. 4 for me today felt like there was all this like chaos. 5 felt light, but I was resisting it. And that's when I took the practice into asking my superconscious to delete or upgrade the program. Okay. And then I went into 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Now, this is going to be different for you. So see where the resistance is, see where the information is, ask some questions, ask the superconscious to work with you, and, follow your own knowing about where to place your hands on your body, and go to end with a spot that feels like home. All right. For me, the 12th dimension felt like home. For you, it might be 4 or 5. For you, it might be 13. It could be 16. Who knows? Find the home where it's just like, oh, this is the frequency today. This feels so, so good. And play there for your day and say, what would it take to embody this frequency today? And then go along your merry way. Okay. And so this is the beauty of the awakening, is we get to be multi-dimensional human beings, and it's really fun. And we get to play with these high vibrations in this body in the third dimension. So we're kind of multi-dimensional. So let's continue this conversation. If you have any questions about the practice, about what I'm talking about, please just put them in the comments, okay? And if you're here watching this, you are meant to hear this information. So yay! All right, and please subscribe for more tips and practices about remembering your greatness. I'll see you tomorrow.